perfect way. You no longer exist, you're no longer in my
Welcome to AfterMat, your source for WWE PLE recaps. I am your host, the Secret Boss Cal, and alongside me today I have our special guest, our Royal Rumble reporter, the Firefox himself, Will. What's going on, Will?
Hello, Cal. Thank you for having me here, and thank you for bringing me on for the Aftermath show.
Yeah, and we know that Royal Rumble is your favorite, and this year especially we needed you because, as you know, Delisha doesn't like supporting the Saudi PLEs. Even though this one was in Riyadh, and I thought it was like more progressive, they get to show their hair and stuff, and we featured a few women's matches in the past as well. But yeah, this has been doing better in Riyadh. But like as we said, soon it might be better in Saudi Arabia than it is here. We don't know. But yeah, we gotta say our hellos to Alicia. I don't know if she's actually watching here or not, but I think she did end up watching Royal Rumble. I'm not sure though. But if she is here, I'm sure if she's not running around with the kids, she will be dropping in and saying hello as well. But with that said, Will, what did you think about, without giving away, your overall results and stuff, just looking at the card on paper, did you think there should have been more matches? Because it's in Saudi Arabia and they usually pay a pretty penny. Not to mention they built their own stadium just for the Rumble because they're already taking it apart right now as we speak. So like they built it within 30 days, like basically a month because it took a few days to plan as well. And so they made their own. You think they should have been more? I know they had a SmackDown before it too, but like, do you think it should have been more than 4 matches?
I feel like there should have been a 5th match on the card. I would have liked, maybe a U.S. Open challenge in between the Drew match and the Gunther match, or even a world title defense or a women's championship match on the card just to add a 5th match there. Yeah, because it felt it could have had more matches on the card with the time that they had for the show.
Yeah, but I feel like the Rumbles actually went kind of long, and like even though it seems like the entrances are coming out less than 2 minutes apart, it felt like 30 seconds apart, or a minute and a half, but like or even a minute. It just felt so close, except for when Jey Uso came out. That took like 14 minutes, and they waited for the next person to come out for a while. But like it took about 4 hours for all 4 matches, so it was like an hour match. Even though I know most of it was heavily on the 2 Rumbles, and I guess between that they had like promos and all packages and stuff like that. So like 4 matches seem fine, but it's just like you think for the spectacle of being Saudi, them building their own stadium and arena for this place, you think they'd have more. And I think you're right. They should have probably had like a U.S. Open challenge or something like that. But I guess they didn't. So it sucks for those people who paid that money to see only. I mean, I guess you still get to see a lot of superstars, but you might not have seen like any of the marquee championships or anything like that. But let's go ahead and get started with the first match of the evening, which is the Women's Royal Rumble. If you guys don't know, the Royal Rumble features 30 superstars. It starts with 2 superstars in the ring, and then what do they do it now? What do they say, 2 minutes? Or do they say 1 minute, 1:30?
90 seconds.
Every 90 seconds, a new superstar enters the Rumble. The way to be eliminated is by throwing your opponent over the top and both feet hitting the floor, which I hate that rule because, like I said, Zach Gowen is still not eliminated from the Royal Rumble to this day. But yeah. And then the last person standing in the ring after everyone else is thrown out is your Royal Rumble champion, and he or she gets a championship match at WrestleMania against their champion of their choosing. The match started out with Charlotte Flair as number 1. And I know when I was talking about in the pre-show saying, like, if you're number 1, you're basically number 2 because they come out at the same time pretty much. What, a 30-second difference between the entrances? But, like, it doesn't matter. The clock starts when both are in the ring, right? So, like, what's the point of 1 or 2? Like, it makes no sense. So, like, Charlotte was first. Her tag team partner, Alexa, was second. and then they tease each other, throwing each other out and stuff, and they kept doing these hand hearts that they do, and all that kind of stuff. It was, it was pretty cute to see, but like I wanted to see like a good team up, right? Like when the next person comes in, just throw them out immediately. There's 2-on-1. That didn't happen, which I'm glad it didn't happen because the next person was Kiana James. I'm not a Kiana James fan, but I think she actually had one of the best showings of the Rumble this year. She actually had a lot of good spots, and she like was almost thrown out and thrown back in. And I think she did a really good job in the Rumble and finally got to showcase her talent. So that was great to see. I'm not gonna go over who came in what order and all that. I'm just gonna go over some bigger moments. And for the women's rumble, there wasn't really big moments in my opinion. I don't think there was any really. We expected to see like maybe a cool moment between like a Nia Jax and a Lash Legend, even though they're partners. I thought that would happen, but it's like a breakup, but that didn't happen. Maybe a Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Lash Legend, Jordan Grace, all those bigger like women who like are very like like the bodybuilder women that are like very strong. I didn't really see that kind of moment happen. Trying to think if there's any really big moment. Oh, we had Maxine come out and then go straight after Becky Lynch, and then Natty come out as well, and then they all three went after each other. Liv Morgan came out and started teaming with Roxanne Perez because Roxanne was already out there. And then Raquel came out, so you had all Judgment Day's females in there. Lash Legend came out and started cleaning house. I think she had the most eliminations this year with, I think, 6 possibly? 5?
5.
Yeah, so 5 eliminations this year. She led the pack with 5. Right behind her was Jordan Grace and Liv Morgan with 3. So did Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley also had 3 as I'm looking at this list over here. But like no, the weird thing was, I don't know if you noticed, Will, but like, well, first of all, I talked about it looked like no one was there, but then like when they changed the angle, because they had these LED lights on everyone's shoulder, and when they zoom out, it looked really cool because it showed like WWE like logos and all these other things that looked cool.
It's actually sitting on top of all the chairs, like as if there was a light on the chair here, and that light was used to work around with like the lightings of as all the wrestlers came in, which I agree
Yeah,
it was cool.
it looks cool, but then it also made it look like no one was in the arena. It looked like it was completely empty arena until they changed the camera angle. And then you see like, okay, it's completely full. Julia entered, Io Sky entered, Asuka entered, Rhea Ripley. So we had a good like showdown of all the Japanese wrestlers there. I mean, not Rhea Ripley, obviously, but eventually Kairi Sane came in as well. We had some NXT women such as Sol Ruka, JC Jane, who's the NXT Women's Champion, I believe. Kalani Jordan, who I love, she came out. And so there's a lot of good action. Sol Ruka was also, besides Kiana James, wait, what's her name, right? Kiana James. Besides Kiana James, I think Sol Ruka had the best showing. I think by far, Sol Ruka had the best showing. And I think this is gonna already. I think she had a push to go becoming the main roster, but I think she should probably win the women's NXT championship. Beat JC Jane. I thought she was gonna have a little segment with her there. I think she did actually eliminate JC Jane or something. So yeah, she did, right? So I think that's gonna start a little feud between them, and she'll probably end up winning the women's NXT championship. And by maybe after WrestleMania or a little bit after in summertime, she'll be coming to the main roster. I think summertime would be the perfect time because she's like that summer vibe, that surfer girl. I think that would be the perfect time for her to come to the main roster. So I think Sol Ruka is probably the number 1 for me, like for showcase wise, and then Kiana James. Other than that, there was a Kairi Sane accidentally eliminated Asuka, which caused some more tension between them. Obviously Kairi Sane's gonna leave, and she's probably gonna end up fighting Asuka maybe at WrestleMania. Who knows? But the one big, or one, I wouldn't even say it's a big surprise. The only one surprise of the Women's Royal Rumble was Brie Bella coming in at 29. She is Nikki Bella's twin sister. She was part of had more of a connection to AEW because her husband, Daniel Bryan, is over in AEW. So people thought she wouldn't be here, but I think she wants making for one last run with her sister in the tag team division to win the women's tag team championships. Because I don't think they've ever done that, right? They didn't have women's tag team championships back then, right? So
no.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna go for that. They'll probably end up winning it just because they're the Bella twins. And other than that, like I said, I mentioned Lash Legend threw out 5 people, including Jordan Grace, the 2 Bellas, Charlotte Flair, and Io Sky. So it's a pretty big name she eliminated. So they're actually really pushing Lash Legend as well. So I think she's number 3 for the showing in the Rumble for me. And then finally at the end, it came down to Sol Ruka, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, and who's the last four?
Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. Okay, yeah. So I think Raquel went out first, and then Liv, Tiffany, and Sol Ruka went to like the ropes. They all fell over at the same time and started fighting on the apron, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then I think Sol Ruka tried to go for a soul snatcher. Oh, she actually like jumped over a bunch of them and went towards the turnbuckle side. Then I think she went up for a soul snatcher, which is crazy to do on the outside on the apron. But then Tiffany Stratton just pushed her off, and this was done actually very well. Tiffany Stratton pushed her off, and as she pushed her off, she was near the turnbuckle by the ropes, and Liv Morgan hit an oblivion from there and threw Tiffany Stratton out. So Liv Morgan, whose shirt I'm wearing, Liv is finally on top, ended up winning Jersey's own. Liv Morgan is your 2026 Royal Rumble winner, and I believe she was a runner-up the previous 2 years. So this is great for her. I was happy to see it. Like I don't think anything was great about the Women's Royal Rumble. But there were some sloppy moments, but there were also, I think, better moments in the Women's Rumble than there were in the Men's Rumble, which we'll get to later. I think the Women's Rumble had better moments, but it also had more sloppy moments as well. But I like to see those three women, like I said, mentioned Sol Ruka, Kiana James, and Lash Legend all did very well, and I'm glad to see that they all did very well in the ring. Yeah, I'm happy for Liv Morgan. What about you? I guess Tiffany Stratton coming back is also a big thing because she's injured, but yeah.
Yeah, I liked the Women's Royal Rumble this year. It wasn't the best Women's Rumbles we've had better Women Rumbles. First one to come to mind that I thought was a real still my favorite Women's Rumble was 2023 when Rhea Ripley won it. I think that's still my favorite Women's Rumble, but this is definitely not one of the worst like 2022's was. I liked showcase of wrestlers that we don't normally see do much of anything. Like I was surprised that Kiana James almost lasted a half hour in there. When I saw her coming in at number 3, and there was Charlotte and Alexa in the ring with her, I thought, okay, Kiana's going immediately out. But no, she stuck in there for a while. I like some of the stories that we could see being made from coming from this Rumble. I don't know if you saw the comment I made in the Discord about Becky, Natty, and Maxine and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But when Natty eliminated Becky, they mentioned Natty wanting to go for the women's title. I would love to see AJ Lee come back and uh I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but cost Becky the title in a match against Natalie, because then it could lead to Natalie and Maxine at WrestleMania and give Natty her own women's singles match at WrestleMania, which I think she's long deserved for in my opinion. I marked out for every Soul Snatcher. Sol Ruka is one of my favorite NXT talents. I loved that she lasted 50 minutes in this Rumble. Outstanding showing. I think the white woman won this Rumble, and I think overall, the one thing I would change from the women's Rumble is stop having the ring all the time. It's coming up with every women's Rumble where by the time we get to the 22, 23 people in the match, 22nd and 23rd entrant, there's only like 4 or 5 people eliminated. I like a full ring, not that full.
And I guess we're gonna probably see. I noticed that Liv Morgan forgot to point to the side. You see the referee saying, "Point to the side, point to the side," and she like points to the side. But yeah, most likely it's going to be her versus Stephanie, I guess, at the WrestleMania, and then most likely Tiffany Stratton winning Elimination Chamber and facing Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. That's what I'm foreseeing.
Unless Raquel beats Stephanie tonight.
Oh, is that what's happening? I didn't even know.
Because I believe Raquel faces Stephanie tonight. And that's another thing, because they keep calling Raquel Big Mama Cool, as in she's Liv Morgan's Diesel.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels eliminated Diesel from the Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel, so that could be the angle they're going with that one.
Yeah, that could be it. Because Stephanie might not be completely healthy yet, so.
But she might still have her ankle injury.
Yeah. All right, so our next match features AJ Styles versus Gunther. It's if AJ Styles loses, it's the end of his career. Or I don't know what wording did they use exactly.
If AJ Styles loses this match, he must retire.
Okay, he must retire. Okay, yeah. They never said when though. So by the yeah, I'll retire in like 20 years. Go ahead.
So the AJ Styles and Gunther match starts up as any standard Gunther match. Gunther trying to emphasize his power. AJ Styles tried to use his speed, but Gunther gets the early control of the match. The first big thing I remember from this match is when AJ Styles is sitting against the apron, and then Gunther like hits him with this big boot that knocks AJ off the apron and outside the ring. He does this like weird flip and landing. It made it look devastating. It was looked like it was a devastating blow from Gunther. And then Gunther followed it up with, I think it was either a suplex or a backdrop onto the announce table. They're saying that that is where AJ Styles cut his arm, because he cut his arm in like the forearm area here, but that's not actually where he cut himself, because I did rewatch the match. The injury occurred when Gunther Irish whipped Styles hard into the turnpost, because immediately afterward AJ is checking his arm, and you can see that that's where the cut starts to develop. So to get the action back into the ring, AJ Styles gets several of his moves in, such as the Hiroshi. I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. I think it's pronounced the Yushi Goroshi or something like that. That he did get Gunther into the calf crusher, and the referee was watching it on a different angle to, because this referee was apparently ref for AJ in his TNA career, so the referee knew to watch for Gunther's little tap out games from a couple weeks ago. So, uh, I think AJ then goes for a style clash, but Gunther's able to get out of it. Out of it. Gunther comes in with some power hits to wear down Styles, and then goes for a sleeper hold. AJ counters it into his own sleeper hold, but Gunther pulls the referee into the corner to distract the referee and blind the referee so that he can hit a mule kick and low blow AJ, and then follow it up with a power bomb by getting the win that way. But AJ is able to get the shoulder up. Another point in the match, Gunther is literally beating AJ in the corner with chops and strikes, strikes to wear him down in the corner. Eventually, AJ Styles is able to get the Styles Clash. I think he hit the Styles Clash before the Springboard 450, but he did end up getting both those moves in, and Gunther still got up at 2. But ultimately, AJ went for another phenomenal forearm, and Gunther caught him in like the Samoan drop hold, if I remember correctly. Then it turned him into like he was sitting up on his shoulders. AJ would jump in front of Gunther to go for a Pele. Before he could flip with a Pele, Gunther would lock him into the sleeper hold. And I think this is my one problem with Gunther matches. And I love Gunther. He's my favorite heel right now. Now, once Gunther gets to the sleeper hold, and it's in for over a minute, even with the opponent fighting out, and Gunther starts like elbowing him in the neck, in like the neck and the shoulder areas around here to wear him out more. He can the wrestler his opponent's either gonna tap out or pass out from the sleeper hold. You know that's the finish. So at that point, I was watching it and I was like, "All right, well, this is AJ's retirement. Let's just get to the end already." I felt like that was a little drawn out, which I mean, I guess it's a testament to AJ Styles' strength and willpower that he lasted that long in the sleeper hold. But I ended up starting like getting bored by the end of it, because I knew that, okay, this is the finish. It's over. But that is roughly the AJ Styles and Gunther match. After the match, AJ Styles takes off his gloves, teases that he's going to leave him in the ring, but he actually doesn't. He puts them back on, does his poses facing all directions in the crowd, and then gets onto the turn post to do the too sweet symbol. But Cal, would you like to give your opinion on this match?
Yeah, I mean, like, AJ can wrestle anything and make it look good, and you would think it would be with Gunther. I love Gunther being a student of the game, knowing his history and all that kind of stuff, and really appreciating the business. But it's kind of getting tired of him. Like, he's very slow and methodical in the ring, which is great. But it's if you mix it up, I feel like I showed you that the thing in our Discord chat with the WWE Discord chat that we had. It's like he's got like two moves. It's either the chop or a sleeper hold. He does the power bomb as well, right? But if you notice, a lot of talking and posing and stuff like that nowadays, he's not the same Gunther as he was when he came in through NXT UK and all that. Because I mean, it's not the same wrestler name, but and all that. But you know, I feel like he's lost a lot of moves in the process, and now he's just very
he doesn't do the frog splash anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of stuff. So like, I feel like he's a great wrestler, but he doesn't really showcase it, right? If he's just a ring general, be like a Dean Malenko and do 1,001 moves or whatever, mountain of 1,000 holds, whatever it was, and then Jericho becoming the 1,004 holds kind of thing. Like, do that kind of stuff if you're the ring general. Show it off, not just being chopping and sleeper hold, chopping and sleeper hold, chopping. That's pretty much all we see nowadays from him, and a power bomb. So I want to see more from Gunther, especially when it's a match with AJ Styles. If this is AJ Styles' last match, I don't think it was great, but I think they're trying to make it like the Legend Killer thing with Gunther now being like the retirement, whatever you or like career killer.
Career killer.
Yeah. So like, I can understand them doing that, but they kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But whatever happened, like also what happened to consistency, right? When we were younger, like you remember when like someone's in a sleeper hold was like this, and there's like two, and everyone would be like, and then they'd be like three, and like he'd like get up like this one. It was just like once, right? For AJ, it was just once, and that was it.
Yeah. The ref just lifted it up once and let it fall down. Then
yeah, right.
Really
so what happened? What happened to the three that we used to see when we were kids? I know ever since like Brock Lesnar and all of them started, like they start incorporating more MMA and stuff like that. They said like as soon as they do once, it's over. But then I could have sworn there was a match recently, like on a pay-per-view or something, or PLE or whatever, where they did the three thing also. So it's not consistent.
It was the Gunther Jay match where Gunther took the world title back from Jay. That the ref did three with Jay Uso's arm.
And even with Cena, I think even the Cena match, I think they did three as well. Match. Right. So where's the consistency in that? It's not there. All right. So we'll see. Question marks in the air for AJ Styles' future. The next match featured WWE Champion Drew McIntyre defending against Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn is undefeated in Saudi Arabia, and Drew McIntyre is undefeated against Sami Zayn. So somebody's going to end up losing it unless it goes to a no contest. Did it go to a no contest? We'll find out. But before we go into this match, I must mention that, you know, Delisha and I, whenever we split up the matches, it's always like somehow for some reason, like we don't know what the card is. Like it'll be like all of my matches and then all of Delisha's matches, or all of Delisha's matches and then all matches. For some reason, between myself and Will, it's me, and now Will's going to do the final match of the evening. But yeah, it just happened to be that way. But let's get to the the third match of the evening, which was, like I said, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. It started out with, I think, Drew coming right after Sami Zayn. And like basically Sami Zayn's playing the ultimate underdog, much like he did. They kind of played it up a lot like how he did against Gunther, because he's never beaten Gunther. And then finally he had that whole trading segment with Chad Gable. He didn't really do that this time around, but they really played it up like, oh, I've never beat him, but this is my time to beat him because I've never lost here in Saudi Arabia. But with that said, Drew McIntyre, knowing that, came out hot, started beating the crap out of Sami Zayn. But then Sami Zayn was able to counter with a sunset flip powerbomb eventually. But that did not stop McIntyre, as he was relentless, going for targeting Sami's back and neck a lot through the match with like stiff forearms and stuff like that. But Sami Zayn, he's always like the ultimate underdog. He comes back, hits some big spots. Like I said earlier, it was a sunset flip powerbomb. Later, he hit the blue thunder bomb. But that, like, he sold the back injury that Drew was working on the entire time. Eventually, Drew was able to get, I think, 3 Future Shock DDTs on Sami Zayn, and surprisingly, Sami Zayn was able to kick out. It was a long 2, but Sami Zayn kicked out. Um, um, Zayn went for a haluva kick while I think Drew was talking to the ref in the corner, but uh, Drew moved out of the way and it came right back at him with a claymore. But that's when Drew went for the pin, but Sami got his foot on the bottom rope. Then they no, this is when after the foot was on the rope, this is when Drew got up in the ref's face, and that's when actually Sami Zayn hit the haluva kick on him. Went for the cover, but only got a 2 count. They went to the outside of the ring, and that's when Drew powerbombed Sami Zayn through the announcer table, which is funny because I think like I think it was Wade Barrett that said it. It's like, we've never seen a table break like that, but like we see every PLE break like that. So I don't. They go back. I forgot the exact words he used, but he goes, "We've never seen that happen with a table before." But the table breaks the same way. It's made to break the same way every time. So like the new tables, I should say, they use, and like you'll see that happen like the last PLEs, whatever PLE it is, it always happens like that. So I don't know why you would say that. So after the powerbomb, they both got back into the ring. Sami Zayn got a quick what do you call it? What do you call those in the video game? Comeback. He had a quick comeback in the video game, and he hit a exploder DDT suplex into the corner. Went for the haluva kick, but before he could hit the haluva kick, Drew came back and hit him with a claymore. And then I think Sami Zayn started getting up from that first claymore, and Drew hit a second claymore, went for the pin and got the pin, and he won 1, 2, and 3. And Drew McIntyre is still your WWE Undisputed Champion. Well, what do you think of the match, Will?
Honestly, I thought this match was not gonna beat the Gunther AJ match, but I think this match blew the Gunther and AJ match out of the water. Right. Water. Sami Zayn is gonna be a world champion at some point in WWE. I can feel it in my gut. I think that's where his story is going for this year. Yeah, because where they're going with Sami Zayn reminds me of Jeff Hardy in 2008, where he had the close call in the 2008 Royal Rumble against Randy Orton, then ended up winning it by the end of the year. Yeah. But what I liked about the finish was after Drew hit that second to final Claymore, Drew looked at Sami and knew, oh, he still has fight in him. He's just gonna kick out. So Drew instead of going for the cover, went for that final Claymore kick. Sami Zayn didn't even fully get up. Get up. He was on his like knees when that final Claymore hit. But Drew knew that Sami had the heart to continue to fight. So he put that final nail. He forced that final nail into Sami's coffin theoretically for this match, which I like that because it makes Drew look vicious, and it makes Sami look so much stronger, even though he lost this match. I think Sami Zayn looks stronger than ever before from after losing this match.
Yeah,
Match,
and
in
look,
my opinion.
yeah, I completely agree with you there. He definitely made Drew look vicious, which he's been looking vicious like for the last few months on his career, which I love. Like he's vicious on Twitter, on social media, and he's vicious on the ring, which I love seeing. I love this like Drew McIntyre character that he has nowadays, especially ever since he started tweeting like during the match too, where he's like, "I'm at work and bored at work" or whatever. That was since then. Like he's been great. His character's been great. And I'm glad he's got a second run or third one, however you want to call this, with WWE. And it's been great for him, and he's been so fun to watch, and I'm so proud of him, and he's doing a great job. And yeah, Sami Zayn, like sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't like him, sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't like him. I do see your comparison to Jeff Hardy. As you know, I never really liked Jeff Hardy, so I wouldn't care if Sami Zayn gets that rub. But I do like Sami Zayn probably more than I do like Jeff Hardy, so I can see that happening, and I think that'd be kind of cool for Sami Zayn. I just kind of really rather have him as the Oos. What do you call it? The honorary Oos. I'd rather have him as that in the bloodline than him as what he is now. But I don't mind. I guess we'll see what happens with him, and I'm interested to see what goes on with him. That brings us to the final match of the evening, which is the men's Royal Rumble. We've already went over the rules of the Royal Rumble, but just to refresh, 2 men start every 90 seconds. Another man enters the ring. You're only limited when you're thrown over the top and both feet hit the ground. The final person standing after everyone's been eliminated is your winner and has a shot at their champion of their choosing at WrestleMania. So Will is covering the men's Royal Rumble.
This Rumble started off before the Rumble even started. On the kickoff show, Braun Breaker was spoiled at number 2 by Paul Heyman and Adam Pierce on the pre-show. So number 1 of the Royal Rumble starts off with I don't know if you would call it main roster debut or main roster call up for Oba Femi. But it's either one of those. But Oba Femi comes in number 1. Braun Breaker will be coming out with number 2. Paul Heyman on his side. Before Breaker can even get into the ring, we get this the classic WWE man in black clothing and hoodie coming out of nowhere and attacking Braun Strowman, hitting Seth Rollins stomps. But is it Seth Rollins? Is it someone else? Who's it gonna be? We don't know. The match wasn't revealed. Match man throws Braun Breakers into the ring, and while Breaker is down on the mat is when the bell rings officially starting the Royal Rumble. So before Breaker could even get his bearings, Obafemi easily clotheslined Braun Breaker out, and Breaker was my favorite to win the Rumble. A lot of people I know was saying, "Oh, this is Breaker's Rumble. He's winning this Rumble." So having him go out first was a real surprise. But the early portion of this Rumble was 2020 flashbacks of Brock Lesnar dominating because Obafemi went through the likes of Solo Sikoa, Rey Mysterio, Matt Cardona, Rusev, but then the ring started filling up. We got surprise entrances such as the like of Mr. Iguana from AAA. We got the returns of El Grande of the original. We had El Grande El Maricano in the ring, and then immediately after him, we got the original El Grande El Maricano. Oh, one of them is Chad Gable, one of them is Ludwig Kaiser, but who is who?
Neither of them are that because both of them are injured right now. How can you wrestle injured?
But they were. Cody Rhodes did it with a torn pectoral muscle.
Cody Rhodes sucks. Nobody likes Cody Rhodes.
But they ultimately eliminated each other, and then it was entrant 14. We got the debut of Powerhouse Hobbs, which I liked this because it showed Powerhouse Hobbs on the screen, and then as the brick wall broke, it revealed his WWE name of Royce Keys, and there is an interesting story behind that name that I really like because apparently Royce is the name of his sons and Keys is the maiden name of his mother, so it has emotional teas locks to him. But he comes in, and I believe Royce Keys eliminated Damian Priest on his arrival, so he eliminated a former world champion, which is a big moment. Uh, Later on, as the ring fills up, is when the division starts coming in. First was Austin Theory's Braun Breaker. Logan Paul was the last member of the division to join in. We also got Triple A's L.A. Parker to come in.
La Parka, not L.A. Parka.
Come in. Yeah, La Parker. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my list, and I had my list in my notes. I had L.A. Knight and La Parker right next to each other.
Welcome, entertained. How are you?
Hello, entertained. Cause LA Knight came in at number 21, and I think he made quick work of Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. Tossing out those two members of the division before Brock Lesnar would make his arrival. And Paul Heyman came out with Brock Lesnar. He didn't come out with any members of the division. He just came out with Brock Lesnar.
I came out Braun Breaker.
Well, yeah, he came out with Braun Breaker as I mentioned, but he didn't come out with Reed or Theory or Paul. He only came out with Lesnar and Breaker. Makes me wonder what he thinks about the rest of the division. But Brock Lesnar comes in, he starts tearing out the field, but we even got the showdown that I think everyone wanted to see when Femi was announced for the Rumble and Lesnar was announced for the Rumble. We got a face down between Femi and Lesnar, which seeing that was like, I want to see these two fight. But Lesnar would ultimately eliminate Femi, who had a dominant run. I think Femi eliminated the most people, with five. I think it was him and Roman each got 5 eliminations.
I think Roman had 3.
But no, Roman eliminated 5 people. In the Rumble. But then Jey Uso makes his his way in the ring, and I feel like this was a botched elimination because Brock Lesnar was eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance, so I think Jey's entrance went too long, or he should have gotten to the ring quicker because crowd was still like yeeting when Lesnar got eliminated, so there was like no reaction to Lesnar's elimination, which I think was wrong, was bad in my book. It's Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. There should be a reaction to him being eliminated, and he was eliminated by Rhodes and Knight, which was a wild combination, in my opinion, also. Uh, but the final entrances to come out were Roman Reigns. There was Gunther. There was Randy Orton. Jacob Fatu got in there. Yeah, also, we had a face down between Cody Rhodes and Roman as Jacob Fatu was making his way to the ring. And instead of going after Roman, Cody went through the ropes and jumped out at Jacob Fatu as Jacob was coming in. And by the time we get down to the final four, which doesn't actually involve Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes was eliminated by outside interference of Drew McIntyre, because as Cody was trying to skin the cat back into the ring, Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere from the crowd or something and hit a claymore on Cody, knocking him out of the match. Your final four wind up being Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Gunther, and Roman Reigns. Roman would make quick work of Logan Paul to eliminate him, and then Gunther would make quick work of Randy Orton, leaving Gunther and Roman to be the final two. He continues doing what he normally does of chops and sleeper holds, trying to get Roman Reigns to pass out. But between the match with AJ Styles and the little bit of time that Gunther was in the ring, Roman Reigns was much fresher, and Roman was able to overpower Gunther and ultimately eliminate Roman Reigns. Gunther was eliminated by Roman Reigns, giving Roman Reigns his second Royal Rumble victory. Although he didn't get booed out of the stadium from this one, and he didn't need The Rock to come out to try getting him over. Roman was over on his own on this Rumble. But that's basically the men's Royal Rumble. I thought this match was pretty well done. It had its slow, lull moments, but there was also some pretty good potential storytelling moments in there also. What was your thoughts, Cal?
I think the best part of the Royal Rumble was when he had Grande Americano and Grande Americano Original come out and do the Spider-Man meme to each other. That was great. Other than that, I thought it was awful because like you said, Brock Lesnar's elimination wasn't really even shown. It was kind of like a throwaway elimination. And like I think the camera work was awful during this entire Royal Rumble because like you have people being thrown out and like in moments that people don't even notice, like it's gonna be a throw out kind of thing, where they're distracted by other things. Like it's kind of stupid. That kind of pays homage to the original Rumbles where people were thrown out from the sides and like then like they'd show the guy on the ring on the floor. But now with all these cameras, that's when they had like one camera and stuff like that. Now they have like drones and cameras and high cams, low cams. The ones that on the I forgot what the word is, the dolly cams and all that kind of stuff. What?
I thought you were talking about like a swivel cam.
No, the dolly cams. Then they also have like turnbuckle cams too. So like, there's no way you should miss an elimination, and it shouldn't be like that. Like anticlimactic, which I thought a lot of these were. And there weren't that many pops either for anybody, especially because people are expecting Jericho and all these big. But instead you have like La Parka and Mr. Iguana. I thought those were a waste. You missed out on people like we talked about earlier, Carmelo Hayes and stuff like that. I just thought it was very like blah for a men's Royal Rumble. And like Raj is always, so Raj was watching with me too. He was at my house watching, and he's always like, he hates the fact that people from who are not in the Rumble can eliminate people, right? So why not just have like the entire locker room come out? It's like you just pay, like, let's say I'm like the $1 million man, right? A throwback, right? $1 million man. Pay every single other person in the locker room, just come out and just start throwing everybody else out. So you have like $1 million man and 40 people against the rest of the Rumble field, and just throw, like, why? Like, I think it's stupid. So like, I can understand they're doing that to build story, but it happens all too often. And like Raj, I want to mention that Raj has always been complaining about that, which I agree with him. Why do you have people who are not even in the Rumble throw out people? So that's something we look like, maybe look at for the future Rumbles. how often that's gonna happen, how more often that's gonna happen or not. But yeah, I didn't think this Rumble was that very good, especially because like as we got to like 25, I'm like, okay, we only have like 5 more spots for Jericho to come out. And it got to like 27, and I'm like, well, we know Gunther's coming out. Who else can there be? You
We
know,
know
like
Orton.
I didn't know. I completely forgot about Randy Orton. So I was like, okay. So when I got to 29, I'm like, okay, Jericho's got to be 29 because Gunther's gonna be 30, right? And then like when Orton came out, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about Orton. And there you go. Like like so no Jericho, but whatever. Not that we need him, but we could have had other people as opposed to La Parka, because I love the original La Parka. The original La Parka from WCW was great. This is not him, right? Mr. Iguana I can care less for something like that. But like R-Truth, we could have other people who really deserve to be there that we talked about earlier. Dom, Carmelo, all these people. Maybe they can't make the trip. I don't know if they were on SmackDown or not, but maybe they can't make the trip to Saudi or something, whatever it is. That could be the case. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't happy. Like I said, yeah.
Carmelo was on SmackDown because he had an open challenge match with Ray Phoenix.
All right, well there you go. So he could have been in the Rumble then. But yeah, yeah. So like I don't know. I mean, like I said, I prefer the Women's Royal Rumble compared to this one. So even though I don't like what the women are wearing, I hate the bodysuits. I hate the bodysuits. But what can you do? So any facts you want to get out? Oh wait, I have to mention though. I told Raj at the beginning of the day, like he got to my house around like 1 something, and I'm like you know anything about the Rumble? He's like no. I'm like not really. He goes no, not really. I'm like all right, well here I'm telling you my predictions now. Women it's gonna be Liv, men it's gonna be Roman. And then when it ended, he's like, I hate you, man. Like, you're always right about these things. I'm like, no, I just had a feeling this year because that's kind of where they were going to. Because I feel the business has been going weird for the men, and Roman's the one who's brought that, the fire to the business for such a long time. Him and Drew as champions is going to be great to see. And we're thinking that Roman's going to go after CM Punk and we're guessing Cody's gonna go after Drew McIntyre. The way that they're doing these things, that's what we're seeing. But and it might be a 3-way match, throwing in Jacob Fatu into there possibly. Who knows? But yeah. Any final thoughts about the both world? I know you like to spit facts about it. Any other facts you got to put out?
Well, for the Women's Royal Rumble, the top 3 time survivors were Charlotte Flair with 59 minutes and 49 seconds, Sol Ruka with 50 minutes and 52 seconds, and Liv Morgan with 43 minutes and 53 seconds. For the men's, it's Javon Evans was the men's Iron Man at 40 minutes and 52 seconds. Obafemi was 38 minutes and 51 seconds, and Cody Rhodes was 33 minutes and 36 seconds. Or 36 minutes, 33 seconds. Another interesting fact for accumulative time, like overall combined times of every Royal Rumble appearance for them, Cody Rhodes moves into 3rd of all time. That's behind Randy Orton and Chris Jericho, and Liv Morgan moved into the second position for women of all time, and is only 6 minutes behind Bianca Belair for cumulative time in the Royal Rumble.
And let's not forget to mention that I think Roman Reigns is like 2 or 3 eliminations away from Kane, right? Total of all time eliminations.
I believe yes. I don't have that because I didn't have time to add the elimination total. But
yeah, he's only a few away from Kane.
Yeah, he's only a small handful away.
And the most important thing, The Miz is only 1 away from Royal Rumble appearances from Kane, I believe, as well. So he's 1 away from.
No, that's not true because they only count Kane as the Kane character. Kane actually was in.
Okay, no, we're talking about Kane. We're not talking about Glenn Jacobs, Isaac Yankovic, or fake Undertaker or any of that stuff. We're talking about Kane, who has 19 appearances or whatever, and Miz has 18. So Miz is 1 away from
Miz
Kane.
has 17. Kane has 18.
Yeah, whatever it is. They're 1 away, and Miz is soon going to be on top because that's where he deserves to be. So let's get to our final thoughts. It's your first time doing this segment. Normally you're here for finishers, but now we have final thoughts where it's your low point, your high point, and your overall grade. Will, what do you think?
My high point was the Drew McIntyre Sami Zayn match because I love the story that it put together, and I love how it made both wrestlers look overall. I would say my low point is the lack of promised surprises in the Royal Rumbles. I'm honestly I think this is the second year in a row Triple H promised, oh, you're gonna be the biggest surprises ever for the Royal Rumble, and in my opinion, it failed to deliver. And honestly, my thoughts on that is because I was expecting the likes of Bianca Belair and Chris Jericho to return in these Rumbles. Like when I was watching the Women's Royal Rumble and entrant 30 was about to come out, I was like, well, here comes Bianca. And then Tiffany makes her appearance. And I mean, that was a pleasant surprise because I completely forgot about Tiffany, and that she had been out on an injury. I was like, I actually like this number 30 better than who I was expecting because I as much as a fan I am of Bianca, I'm tired of seeing her always in the world title picture. It's the same thing with Charlotte. Charlotte when Charlotte was always in the world title picture, it made me tired of
Same thing with Cody.
seeing her. I'm getting a little annoyed with Cody, but I'm still a huge Cody crybaby, as The Rock would probably say. Cody Rhodes is still one of my favorite guys on the roster, but I am a little interested in seeing him going heel. Heel. I do think that I've felt to 2011 Royal Rumble callbacks when The Miz was WWE champion and he went in and eliminated John Cena. Cena having Drew McIntyre doing that with Cody Rhodes, I was like, well, that just set that match and set in stone for Royal Rumble for WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes gonna win at the Chamber. Although I would like to see the triple threat with Drew, Jacob, and Cody. Cody. Maybe have it that Drew attacks Cody at the Chamber, costing him the Chamber spot, and then Jacob Fatu win the Chamber match. But Nick Aldis, despite Drew McIntyre saying, "Well, you've been screwing Cody all these times. You screwed him at the Rumble. You screwed him at the Chamber. He's going into your WrestleMania match." Which
Entertainer
will
agrees with you.
probably he
He said he expects a little bit surprise and nostalgia, which we didn't get in the Rumble.
but overall grade, I'll give it either a C plus or a B minus. I'm somewhere in that range. And it's like an 81 out of 100 for me. So I guess you would say B minus.
For me, my low point's uh probably the men's rumble, like the lack of surprises, Braun Breaker being eliminated so soon by with the help of Jake Paul. So I think that's Jake Paul there. Jake Paul beat up Braun Breaker and then Logan Paul, and then whatever Obo Femi throw him out. I thought Obo Femi looked great. That was expected. But him coming out as number one, I didn't think that would happen. But that was cool. So low point is definitely the men's rumble. So I like to see the surprises there and stuff. I was really let down when Jericho didn't come out. A high point was definitely like you said, like the Drew Sami Zayn match. That was very well done. Good pacing, good everything, good highs and low spots, and all that kind of stuff. Overall grade, I'd probably give it a C minus or D plus. Probably a C minus, I'd say, because I did like the women's rumble and I did like that other match, so I'm gonna give it a C minus. But yeah, I did like this wasn't a good rumble. Like I hope it really turns around because it's the product is not getting good. Like Survivor Series too. Like even with this, like I think the last good PLE was, and I'm not showing any bias towards it, was SummerSlam. Like I think SummerSlam was pretty solid overall, especially with I think the Cody John Cena match was a good makeup for how bad their WrestleMania match was. So that was like probably the match of the year possibly. So yeah, Oba could be the next Brock, and C minus is very entertaining. Yeah, I agree. I also and then like Raj asked me, who do you think you throw Oba Femi at? I'm like, if anybody, it's gonna be Brock Lesnar. And I didn't even know at that point. I didn't even know Brock Lesnar was in the Rumble. To be honest, I did not even know Brock Lesnar was in the Rumble. And
You
Brock
didn't know he
Lesnar
declared at the Pat McAfee show?
no, no. And then so when I saw Brock Lesnar throw Oba Femi out, Raj just like looked at me like, "Oh, you called it again." So yeah. But yeah. With that said, Will, thank you for joining us. I know Delisha couldn't make it today, but she will probably be back for the next one for Elimination Chamber. But Will, anything you want to let us know about or plug before you head out?
I may not be streaming right now on YouTube or Twitch or anything because I don't have a PC running or anything. But I have been diving into like writing and putting out comics in the Hell of a universe, which is Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, my own characters and all that. I do have another comic in the works with a pair of artists that I work with. work with that I am aiming to release on March 1st. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can expect to see me post those there. I do thank you for having me on the show, Cal.
I'll add your Twitter to the link description below so that the people can check you out. I think you're actually already on it on sponsors. Never mind, you're already there for sponsors under Twitter. So check out his. Go down to sponsors, you'll see Will's name there. I'm pretty sure he should be there. You can check now if you want. I'm sure you're probably watching it live. So the bottom sponsors, it's probably your Twitter.
No, there's no link.
What?
And no sponsors or anything.
There's a link, but it should show your at.
No, there's nothing. It says
What?
sponsors minimum $5 donation, 500 bits, or Twitch paid subs will continue and sponsored. Then YouTube and Twitch, and then nothing after that.
Has your YouTube and Twitch?
It doesn't say. It just says YouTube and Twitch. There's no link for anyone.
What the heck? All right, I don't know. That definitely should be there, but I'll have to go back and check it and fix it because I know they had an update with this where they for restream. So there's something up with restream. I gotta fix the restream. That means because now they always advertise restream. I don't know why. It's weird. I know why because I don't pay for it, but still, it should have it there. But yeah, I'll put your Twitter there because I'm pretty sure it should be there under sponsors. I don't know why it's not there. But anyway, once again, thanks for having us, Will. As for me, you can catch us again here on Elimination Chamber, which is going to be on February 28th. So the AfterMat will be that Monday on March 2nd. Until then, guys, don't forget, you guys are all morons, and the secret boss is always right. We'll see you next time.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on